Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome back to some subscriber replays. In this video we're all going to be up at tier 10. And we're kicking off proceedings with El Capitan Vistic in his Caro 45-ton tier 10 Italian heavy tank. And before you all start furiously writing in that comment section, no, this isn't the tech tree tier 10 Italian heavy tank. This, I believe, is a Clan Wars reward tank. Now, this is the sort of situation where I look at this and find it a little bit weird, because the tier 10 tech tree tank is, of course, the Rinoceronte, and that's not an especially well-loved machine. This is the Caro 45T here, is a much more conventionally laid out machine. Oh, Captain, that's a wall, my friend. It's a much more conventionally laid out machine. It's got a more typical 120mm gun, 400 alpha damage, rather than the 460 or 490 that you get on the Rinoceronte. You don't have this big weak spot on top of the turret. It just looks like a more comfortable tank to use. And it strikes me that maybe this should have been the tech tree tier 10. And the Rinoceronte, the Clan Wars reward, I don't know. It's also fast, like you saw it bombing along at 50 kilometers an hour there. Now, this is an Italian heavy tank, so don't expect it to be doing too many traditional heavy tank things. It's more of an opportunistic machine than that. And of course, like the other Italians, is going to come with an auto reloader, which you will see in action, and I'm not going to spend more of my time explaining what those do, because otherwise I end up doing that in every single video that contains an Italian higher tier tank. One thing I do want to get out of the way straight off the bat, yes, I know, Capitan here has not loaded a single round of regular armor piercing. He has loaded 54, well, more than 54, he's taken a couple of shots already, 56 rounds of premium armor piercing composite rigid ammo. Got a few rounds of a single clip of high explosive as well. And you can even see he's gone to the lengths of swapping his 1 and 2 keys over, shall we say, swapping the positions of the regular ammo and the premium ammo. So it looks like he never really has any intention on this tank of firing a round of regular ammo. Ordinarily, that would make it very unlikely that I would show such a replay. However, in this particular instance, I just wanted to show this tank, basically. It's the only replay I've received featuring this machine, and truth be told, it's a pretty good game, and given the matchmaking, there are plenty of tier 8s to shoot at here. The gold spam doesn't actually make all that much difference, so there's that. Did El Capitan there make a bit of a mistake by not taking a shot at the Progetto 66? Maybe, because he could subsequently have picked up a kill. You notice here he's holding his shot a lot, and the reason for that is because of these auto-reloader mechanics. So if you interrupt, so the way these things work, instead of getting a conventional autoloader, I know I said I wouldn't explain this, but it seems I'm going to anyway. Rather than getting a conventional autoloader, you have an autoloader that reloads every shell individually. There we go, a nice kill there on that Swedish UDES 1516. So your magazine keeps reloading even when the magazine isn't full, unlike a conventional autoloader. Now what that means, one of the things that ends up meaning is that if you fire a shot before a subsequent shell in the magazine has finished loading, you interrupt that reload, and because you've interrupted that reload, you then have to go back to the beginning of the reloading sequence. So you tend to find with these auto-reloaders, you have to be careful when you pull the trigger, essentially. And we just had a bit of a replay, or possibly capturing bug there. So I've had to fiddle around with the editing. So if there was a little bit of a discontinuity there, I apologise. It was just me stitching together a couple of different video and audio tracks to smooth the gap over. Anyway, this match, let's just talk about this match, because clearly things aren't going especially well. I think you've seen a lot of the strengths there of the Caro 45T. It's pretty quick, and it basically, like a lot of the Italian Heavy tanks tends to function a bit more like a medium tank if we're... Ooh, that was a nice ambush, if we're being honest. But is the ambush going to have been in vain? He's messed that up. There we go. So it kind of functions... Ooh, another nasty ambush there. It kind of functions a bit more like a medium tank. It's mobile enough. Its firepower is more medium tank with a funky auto reloader like. However, goodbye to you too, sir. However, it can definitely bounce some shots, and Capitan here has bounced almost 2,000 damage. He's also done 4.8k himself and picked up 5 kills, and hello Artie, still with you, goodbye to you. Slightly high damage roll there in order to pick up the kill on that artillery, and that leaves an Indian Panzer and a Griller who at this point must be feeling a little nervous. So we're at 5.2k damage done, and we've got these 2 kills remaining, and in a couple of seconds we'll have a fully loaded magazine. So the mag damage of this thing is 1600 on average anyway, 400 damage per shot, 4 shots in the magazine. Of course, Italian auto reloaders can catch people out. I have seen people complaining on forums going, oh, it's broken, it didn't work, they're cheating because they unloaded their magazine into me and then they kept shooting really quickly, and it turns out when you look at the replay what they've actually done is fired a couple of single shots rather than going deep into their magazine, and then they've just unloaded their mag on someone to kill them off, which is good play. Anyway, someone is in the base, we wonder who it is. It's very difficult to really tell, it could be either of these guys, it's only one of them. My money would be on the Indian Panzer if I were a betting man, but it could be either of them. And they're on the other side of the church. Ooh, so they've snuck right in next to that church wall. It's the only position they could be in. And which is not a terrible idea, to be fair. El Capitan is going to come round the corner, and oh dear, it's actually the Griller. Oh, Capitan misses, the Griller misses, but El Capitan here has the rest of his magazine, and he'll get these off before the Griller reloads. One more shot, good night, sweet prince. There goes the Griller for kill number 7. And that just leaves one. Oh, poor unfortunate Indian Panzer who, oh, flubs that shot, bounces it, and Capitan is able to kill him. Almost got the kill on Capitan at the end there. That could have gone really badly wrong. And he could have been the 3rd or 4th person there to get the drop on Capitan. Nonetheless, that was the replay. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. So, despite the 8 kills and quite a lot of damage there, that wasn't actually enough for an ace tanker in this thing. It's a Clan Wars reward tank. They tend to have quite a high bar for things like ace tankers because relatively good players are playing them because you have to play Clan Wars to get them. Anyway, that was actually 6,666 damage, which that's just quite satisfying. It was also right at the end there, actually, a 1v5, and just good stuff. So, First Class Mastery, Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, 5 for Effect, Shellproof, Kolobanov's Medal, Radley Walters Medal, Defender, High Caliber, and a Top Gun. That's a lot of awards, however you decide to look at it. Easily coming at the top of his team by damage done, or by experience, or by kills. Easily coming top in the game on those metrics. Quick shout-outs here that I would like to put in. That Griller at the end, trying to get the cap there while sneaking right into the church, basically, was quite good play. I'm not convinced with how El Capitan conducted that engagement. I think he got a little bit lucky, but never mind. Also, shout-out should go to the Indian Panzer in the end, who almost managed to kill El Capitan right there. The Rheinmetall for his... and the AE Phase 1 for their ambushes. Good job to them. And if we have a look at the friendly team, Tiger 2 there with over 2,000 damage, IS-3 2 with almost 3,000 damage, IS-3 with 2,000 damage, and these are not top tier tanks, which is why I'm shouting them out, so well done to them. Detailed results time. Look, as I mentioned, El Capitan is firing a lot of gold ammo, so this is potentially going to be an expensive game, but we'll get to that in a moment. 19 shots fired, 18 hits, 18 pens for that damage count. 10 hits received, 4 penetrated, 6 did not. 1 bit of splash damage there, apparently. Someone, I guess, was firing HE. 2,180 damage blocked by his armour. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 damaged, 8 destroyed, 77 base defence points, 3.62 kilometres travelled. Which, on a map like Himmelsdorf, which is not particularly big and tends to be quite, smash the two teams together and watch people die kind of maps, that's quite a lot. In terms of profit, now, bearing in mind this is with a premium account, this is with some personal reserves going on, this is with bonuses, but even spamming pure 100% undiluted gold ammo and paying full price for a premium food consumable and having to pay quite a large repair cost, El Capitan still made a 101,000 credit profit. With a non-premium tank, it's pretty good however you look at it. Probably worth noting though that without a mission payout there, that would not have been the same. That would have been a loss. So don't take that as going, I can just spam gold everywhere and make a profit. You're probably not going to most of the time. It was just a good all-round game there, generally speaking. There were a couple of bits I think El Capitan could have played better. I think he got caught unawares a couple of times, if I'm being honest. But nonetheless, a good result, and nice to finally showcase the Caro 45T. So, the next 2 replays I've got for you in this video are going to be... There's a degree to which they're going to be about the spectacle, let's put it that way. So, for our second game here, we are joining Puffs in his FV 4005. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, I think you can see where this is going. Look, at the end of the day, this thing has the largest caliber gun found on a non-self-propelled gun, and has the highest alpha damage in the game. So, yeah. I mean, you know what you're getting with this thing. There was actually a time when it seemed to creep into the sort of maybe a bit too good category with 10 degrees of gun depression and all this jazz, but those days are behind us. I believe the gun handling took a little bit of a slapping at around that time. So, have no fear. Now, the position that Puffs is going to up here with this bush can be quite effective, and it can be kind of frustrating if you're playing the other side. So this location at sort of G4-ish, this central location that Puffs is aiming at, I would argue is one of the most important locations on this map, and the map is, oh, just a moment, yeah. The map is, of course, what's it called? Empire's Border or something? There we go, Empire's Border, yep. Oh, Puffs has been spotted and gets slapped by an STV-1. That's not a great start. And so control of this central section is actually quite important. It's a raised area, so what you really need are mobile tanks with good gun depression to get up there and take it. Hello, STV-1. Unfortunately, on the friendly team, what have you got? A couple of T-30s have gone over there. Great, but then they potentially get caught out. Oh, there's a Type 61, there's a Type 61, there's a Type 61, there was a Type 61. Oh dear. So the alpha damage, 1750, bang on the money. Now, again, like the previous game, Puffs is firing gold ammo here because, I'll be honest, with this tank, it's pretty much expected that people do. It's, in my humble opinion, perhaps not the best designed machine in the world, let's put it that way. Your gun takes so long to aim that you really just need to make sure you're doing some damage with each shot as best as you can. And the premium ammunition on this tank is actually a bit funky. You get lower pen than your regular AP, but higher alpha damage. It's basically high pen, in fact it's not basically, it is higher penetration, high explosive, as it's HESH. That's how they've decided to implement HESH ammo into this game. Oh, AMX-50B, oh, sweet, sweet summer child. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Oh, so there we go. Using the T-30s essentially as bait. I'm not even sure if that was... Oh, T-54 lightweight. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but that's the way things have gone. Using the T-30s as bait. Puffs there has executed 3 bad guys, each with a single shot from his stupidly big gun. I don't think that was particularly great. Come back to that in a sec. And, you know, kept his team in this, basically. Oh, and there's 1,000 spotting damage as well. That's nice. So with the T-54 lightweight there, realistically what was likely to happen, like Puffs was trying to get lucky, essentially. The T-54 lightweight has much better gun handling, so what was probably going to happen was what actually happened. The T-54 slapped... Oh, hello, object. First non-penetrating shot, still does 700 damage. Oh dear, well... I was about to say not anymore because they've changed high explosive, but... and I guess that's true to some extent, though... Yeah, really the difference with the new HE mechanics is going to be the most noticeable against very heavily armoured tanks, which, whilst the 277 has some armour, it's not the most heavily armoured in the world. Oh, speaking of that Object 277, oh, poor bunny rabbit, oh no. Oh god, sorry, I can't even remember what I was talking about. I just get distracted each time as Puffs deletes someone. You can see why these British tanks are called Death Stars, right? It's actually the second one. The FV215B183 was the first of the British Tier 10 tank destroyers. Bye-bye, Progetto. Then they added the turreted line, they put this thing at the end of that, and now the 215B is actually a collector's tank, I think, or some reward tank, or something like that. But this thing remains. Oh, that T-30 missed. Oh, no. So what's good about this tank, in case anyone hasn't guessed? The alpha damage. What's bad about this tank? Literally everything else. Well, no, gun depression's good, to be fair. And that's basically it. Like, this is the game. that was it. Puffs is never going to get round, I wouldn't have thought, to the Object 777 or the aforementioned FV215B183 on the enemy team. Just going to speed this along a bit because you never know. Maybe Puffs will get another shot off. He won't. So there goes the Object, and soon that British tank destroyer is going to follow suit. And there we go. That will be the game. They lose the Leopard prototype in the process. Come on, hurry up and die. There we go. And that's it. That's, I was just, like I say, the spectacle is really what we're going for there. There we go then. Ace to anchor, spotter, bruiser, fighter, fire for effect, high caliber. Nice. 6,599 damage done. 5 kills, 1,193 base experience. Shout-out should go to the Char Future on the friendly team as well. Over 1,100 base XP from him, and he wasn't even top tier. So, nicely done there. 7 shots fired, 6 hits, 4 pens, some splash, lots of damage. Damage from a distance of more than 300 meters. It was just the shot on the Type 61. Everything else was from pretty close range. The armor on this tank's abysmal, so you don't expect anything from that. A little bit lucky maybe to get some assistance on the T-54 lightweight, but there we go. Made a loss because, of course, he made a loss. Yeah, just a bit of fun. One more game for you in this video, which also is about the spectacle, but probably not in the way you're expecting. So, for our third game in this video, we are joining Sumgrass, who is driving the Mighty Mouse, and he is driving it with one of the most over-the-top skins I think I have ever seen in this game. If memory serves, this was a Battle Pass reward, and it looks like something 40k orcs would be proud of. Now, he is platooned up with a couple of other guys, including Barrison, who is another Forumite. They're playing the Progetto and the Rhinoceronte, but of course Sumgrass is here in his mouse. Now, on the enemy team there is an Object 279E. For anybody who does not know what that is the final reward in the second campaign of personal missions. It's, well, put it this way. It has a heavy tank gun, super heavy tank armor, medium tank mobility, and sort of, it's the size of maybe a light or medium. And if you're hearing that and thinking, well, that sounds a bit much, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, it does. And that's because it is. So, it's not the sort of sight that you want to see on the opposite team. Put it that way. Anyway, Sungrass is here in his mouse. We're here on Mines, which isn't the biggest map in the world, let's be honest. And Sungrass is, well, this is the hill. Oh dear. Bounce from an object 263. Hello, Mr. Progetto. Bam. How do you like them apples? So Sungrass has already dealt with some artillery attention, and he's just pushing the hill here, which is not actually a terrible idea, even if it's something that most people probably, ooh, fire on the T-62A, but he brought a fire extinguisher, and bounce him with your bum, even if it's something that people wouldn't necessarily immediately think of. Now, I appreciate this seems to be a bit of a running theme. There's going to be a fair amount of gold ammo slung around in this game. Frankly, Tier 10 these days, there's a lot of gold ammo gets slung around Tier 10. But, hey, go figure. That's just how things are at the moment. So far Sungrass has got some damage, got some assistance damage, blocked a bunch of stuff. The only actual hit point damage he's taken so far was from Tier 9 French SPG. The friendly team's actually doing really well. Hello, object. 6-0 up as they are. So that object 279E clearly can't be doing too much for the enemy team, right? Or can it? Anyway, we'll ponder that later. Bounce the E75 there, like just happily bouncing people left, right and centre. Can he reload in time? Yeah, put a shot into that E75 who subsequently goes to a better place. And like the platoon here, Sungrass and friends. Sounds like a cheesy 90s TV show. Hi everybody, let's join Sungrass and friends, yay! Anyway, they've just kind of pushed up here and they're wrecking the enemy team. Now, Sungrass is in a mouse. He's on top of a hill. Mouse is the heaviest tank in the game. And I'm really willing him to just cliff dive this guy. Oh, there's one shot into him. Oh, no, I'm not sure this is going to quite work. This is a sort of awkward situation. Oh, no, don't die, Sungrass. Oh, object, apparently we spot the object for like 800. Oh, finish off the E4. There we go, he's done. And, who's left? There are 9 of them. Come on. Come on. Yes! Oh, remember that object 279E? Yeah. Oh, that was just wonderful. There we go. That's the reason I wanted to show this game. I don't care about the rest. I don't care that it was a quick game and frankly, you know, just a bit one-sided. That was just worth its weight in gold. I take a gleeful joy from watching unpleasant things happen to overpowered tanks. Anyway, that's the game. Oh, dearie me. Let's have a look at the stats. Like, it doesn't really matter, but let's have a look at them anyway. Alright, so here are the end plates. You know, it's a good result. It's an ace tanker. There are some medals. There's a Confederate, a steel wall, a high caliber, a spotter of all things in a mouse. Bruiser, fire for effect, shell proof, but I'll be honest, it could have none of that and I still would have shown this game. That was just wonderful. Like, Sungrass put one penetrating shot into that poor, defenceless object 279 and just belly flopped on him from a great height. Anyway, 6,203 damage, 3 kills, 1,353 base experience. Yippee-ki-yay. Like that, where is he? Object 279E, you poor son of a gun. So, okay, let's just take a look at this. He's fired 3 shots all game, 3 hits, 3 pens. How on earth did he do 2,400 damage, you may ask? Well, because when Sungrass cliff dived onto him, he did 1,000 damage to Sungrass in the ensuing collision. Like, he died for it, but that's how he did 1,000 of his damage. Oh, the enemy team just got completely steamrolled, but I don't care. oh, there was some damage, there was some blocked. Like, who's really paying attention? It was less than 5. It was only just over 4 minutes long. Anyway, played in the early hours of the morning, because of course it was. Right, there we go. We're done. Like I said, this video was, or these last 2 games in particular, are a bit more about the spectacle than anything. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed those games. Maybe even found them entertaining. Cliff dive! Anyway. If you did, by all means feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. You can also send replays to me, upload them to whatreplays.com and then throw them onto Discord. I do occasionally check it, I promise. Although, I must confess I haven't checked it in a while. Free time is not something that I have an overabundance of at the moment. Yeah, clearly I am still occasionally checking because, yay, replays. So yeah, with all that said and done, I will wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.